Nicole Grant. Grant, come on up.
Here?
Right there's fine, yeah. Okay, looks like Mr. Lovinger's not been served.
He's being held at a mental health facility, so I have spent countless hours on the phone with OPD, Centralia PD, the Thurston County Sheriff's Department.
Okay,
So he could not be served because he's being held in a mental health facility.
okay. And do you have any idea how long he's going to be
After they
there?
have a violation, they're not willing to give me that information.
Okay. And
So the most recent situation happened June 15th. This is my second interaction with him. That was a Thursday.
so he was not in the facility on the 15th of June, which is 11
No,
days
that's when he
ago.
was on my property and also harassing a 15-year-old female after he left my property, and
Okay.
trespassing on her property. So I believe he was sent to the facility June 15th. And then, so they attempted to serve him on Tuesday because Monday was Juneteenth, which is a holiday.
Right.
They went to his home to serve him, OPD, 2 officers, and his mother said, he's not here. He's being held in a mental health facility in Centralia. So OPD told me I should call Centralia PD. Centralia PD said, you have to call the Thurston County Sheriff's Department. And the Sheriff's Department said, we have 1 deputy, boo-hoo. I don't know what we can do for you. And so here I am. But I have done everything in my power to
Sounds
do my
like
part.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, out of my control that he's in a mental health facility.
Yeah.
I do have documentation that I'd like to share with you today if we're not continuing this for another day.
Well, we can't do anything without him being served.
Okay.
There's no conversation we can have really unless
Okay.
he's served. So that's the major obstacle right now in front of us in this
Okay.
case. All right, so I will reset one time until the 10th.
What does that mean, one time?
Because
Why only one time?
we can't just keep adding. We get cases all the time, every week, every day. People are filing a case. We can't keep the ones that are.
So I'm
Struggle.
penalized because he is mentally ill and being
No,
held in a mental health
okay.
facility?
Hold on. We'll talk all about that when you come back to court. I'm going to give you a chance to try to get them served. You can talk to the sheriff's office. If somehow they're saying they didn't have the person power to go down and serve, although I'm not quite sure why they would go to Chehalis to do it, or Centralia. The facility is within Thurston County?
That's what I was told, yes.
Okay. Okay, well then, their office is right next door. I mean, as in just out the door here.
What about the legality?
Okay, hold on, slow down.
Okay.
So go talk to the sheriff's office and say,
Okay.
do you think you can get somebody down there? I have a reset for 2 weeks. I don't know how many resets I'm gonna get. Can you get somebody down there to get them served?
What about the legality of his mental decompensation and understanding that he's being served?
That could be an issue.
So what does that mean for me?
Then you can talk about it next time and say they went down there and he was served, but he's still in the institution. I think I see that he's a neighbor of yours. You would know when he comes back, would you?
No, I
Would you
don't
see
know
him?
when he comes. I don't monitor his
No,
property.
okay. I'm asking, you don't see him when he's around?
No.
Okay,
don't.
all right. So you can make that point when you come back in 2 weeks and say, I need a little bit more time. But I'm just letting you know, we don't have infinite time on this.
Okay, I don't have infinite time for him to harass me on my property.
Okay,
either,
you don't need to
so.
explain that to me. I get you want this order.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Yeah, I have an 8-year-old child who's
okay,
not safe.
okay.
I'm not safe,
right. Service has to happen. That's
Okay.
the obstacle we're talking about here.
Okay.
So, part of it will be you being as persuasive as you can with law enforcement to see if you can get them down there. I would talk to them every day and say,
I do.
okay,
I can't hold their hand and force
okay,
them
you don't
go
need to
there.
explain to me how hard this is. I'm just letting you
Okay.
know something, my thoughts as to how you can help. And if you're doing everything, then I don't know what else you can do.
Right.
I'm just letting you know, I'd walk over there now, say, here's what happened. We got reset. I really need this person served. And then I check in all
Is
the
he
time.
allowed to legally be served when he's decompensated mentally to the point of being a court order hold in a mental health facility? Is he of sound mind to even legally be
I don't
served?
know why he is in that. Maybe he's just there receiving some medical attention. We don't know the state of his mental capacities at the moment.
Well, he's,
No, we have lots of people in mental health hospitals who are just being assisted. They have competency. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. I
I'm
don't
not
know
trying to
why.
argue with you. I'm asking you very simple questions. to
Yeah,
understand
no, I
my
told you
rights.
that could be an issue.
Okay, great.
It could be an issue.
Okay.
But if you don't know his state actually, and I
Well,
don't
it's a
know his
HIPAA
state actually,
violation. That's not my legal right to know that.
I know this.
Okay,
So we don't know whether that's going to be an issue. It could be an issue.
okay.
Okay.
That's what you've got as well. Okay, the first case I'm going to call then is Nicole Grant versus Stephen Lovinger. Yeah, please have a seat at the table. Mr. Lovinger, would you turn on your camera and microphone, please? Thank you. This is case 23-179. And I'm going to start by addressing the respondent here because Mr. Lovinger, I see according to the record of service that it was filed with this case today that you were served on Friday. Under the rules, you're allowed more notice than that. So if you're not ready or prepared and need more time, I would give it to you. If you don't feel like you care about the short notice, then we can go ahead with your hearing.
You can go ahead, I think. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right.
Do you know what you would like to do?
No.
Sorry, it wasn't coming in very clearly there. So I'm sorry, Mr. Lovinger, could you repeat what it is you'd like to do?
I can sign the pink pieces of paper. Yeah. This stuff.
Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Would you explain that?
The trespass warnings. Or
Okay.
is that what it's about?
No, it's not about a trespass warning. Ms. Grant has petitioned the court for a anti-harassment order against you. And that's the kind of hearing we're here for today. This doesn't have anything to do with a trespass warning.
Okay.
Did you read the papers that were served on you?
I got one of them. Temporary protection order.
Is that the only thing you were in?
Yeah. And the Zoom link.
Explain.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Okay, so according to this return of service that the court received from an April Stowe, she served on you on Friday a reissuance of a temporary protection order. And I don't see that any other documents were served by her.
Okay.
Okay, so let me ask you, Mr. Lovinger, did you receive a copy of the petition for an anti-harassment order that Ms. Grant filed with the court?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I don't see proof that you, so you don't really know what this is about yet, do you?
No.
Okay, so you just came to court because you got this notice served on you by April Stowe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not about a trespass warning issue. This is Ms. Grant asking the court to issue an anti-harassment order that would have, if it was issued, would have some severe potential legal consequences for you. And you have a right to have notice of what that is and a right to be prepared and then be heard on it. And I'm a little bit concerned that you haven't gotten the proper notice and that you're not really prepared to respond to that petition.
Nope.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected when I saw this return of service. Okay, so just hold on 1 second here, Mr. Levenger. Ms. Grant, you wanted to say something.
He absolutely knows what this is about. He does. He was told. He trespassed on my property the first time, May 23rd. He then trespassed on my property again on June 15th when he was peering into my windows after being told to not come back to my property. I have documentation from neighbors. He was also served, his two adult brothers came and were in my neighborhood and requested to speak to me. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I left court for the first time and drove to the Olympia Police Department. I provided the service papers be distributed by Olympia Police Department. I spoke to Angela Johnson in records. Olympia Police went to serve him at his home, and his mother, Linda Levenger, answered the door and said, "Stephen is not here. He's being held in a mental health facility in Centralia." OPD then called me on my phone and said it is my responsibility to contact Centralia PD. I then called Centralia PD immediately, and I was told by Centralia PD that the only mental health facility he could be held in was called Maple Lane, that I was responsible for calling the Thurston County Sheriff's Department to have him serve him. I immediately did that. I was told they only had one deputy, but they would attempt. The sheriff went to serve him at the facility, and he was told he was not at that facility. A few days ago, a neighbor came and knocked on my door, a neighbor who provided a statement of what she has witnessed and experienced with Stephen in our neighborhood as well, and said his two adult brothers, David Levenger and Joel Levenger, are at another neighbor's house and they would like to speak to me. I went across the street. I explained to them what Stephen has done to me on my property multiple times. I provided them with all the documentation that I received of the temporary no contact order. I explained that he had been harassing me. I explained he had court on Monday. I called they said he was not in Maple Valley. He was being held in Cascadia. I called Cascadia that day and asked if they would be willing to serve him. They said no. His adult brothers then called Cascadia and said, "We would like you to serve him this paperwork." They said no. I then called Olympia Police and was told, and they told them that he would be returning back home and he should be served. I have been trying for over 3 weeks with 2 different police departments and a sheriff's office to have him served. My neighbor, Dale Ray, walked over with April Stowe on Friday afternoon when we were told by his adult brother, Dan Levenger, "Stephen is now home, you may go serve him." So Dale Ray walked across the street with April Stowe. April Stowe served him, and Dale Ray said, "You need to leave him or her alone. Don't go over there. This is about you repeatedly going on her property. Stay away from her." So he fully understands what today is about, and he has had ample warning from his family, from the legal system. You know, I have tried. This is my 3rd time coming to court. I have tried endlessly. So he knows what this is. He knows he has been told repeatedly not to trespass on my property. I have statements from other neighbors who have told him not to trespass on my property, who I share the property
Ms.
with.
Grant, I'm gonna kind of stop you right here.
Okay.
We're kind of getting back to where we started. Okay, much of that I have no doubt is absolutely true, but not all of that is what's important at the moment. What's important at the moment, in order for this to be fair, and when I say fair, I'm using a colloquial term for a legal term called due process. Okay. And I am responsible under the law for making sure that everybody who comes into court and has a hearing has due process.
I understand.
That's what I'm doing. Now, I know that can turn out at times to be frustrating, and at times it can make things take longer than you feel that they should. I completely understand and sympathize with that.
I've also
But,
missed.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you not to interrupt me, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Levenger has a right to know what this is about in the legal sense. In other words, to have properly served on him notice sufficiently in advance so that he can come to court and have a fair hearing. I'm concerned because the record in this case shows that he was served on Friday. That's not enough time. Today's only Monday. And second, the service that was accomplished on him was not complete. Only a portion of what he's entitled to have notice of was served on him. He's not in a position to respond to this in a way that's fair. So as a result of that, I'm going to reset this hearing, give Mr. Levenger an opportunity to be ready to respond to the petition that was filed. As far as I know, hasn't been served on him yet.
So he wasn't home to be
the
served until Friday
date-
afternoon.
The date for that next hearing is going to be on the 24th, Kayla. Okay. And Mr. Levenger, you're not going to get any new notice. Nobody's going to give you another, like, nobody's going to come up and give you a written notice for a hearing or, give you a call or an email or anything about this. This is your notice today. Okay, I'm telling you, and then I'm placing in your court file a written version of what I'm telling you, which is that your hearing is going to be on the 24th. And that document, I expect you will look in the court file, you will comply with. And that means your hearing is on the 24th and the temporary order that the court previously issued for Ms. Grant is still in effect until then.
Okay.
Can you make clear to him that he's not allowed to trespass on my property?
That's part of this order. So yeah, Mr. Levenger, you absolutely have to comply with the conditions of the order because you can be arrested if you don't.
Yes.
I just want to say that the 24th will be my 4th time attending court, and my son is missing vital medical appointments in order to make these. Because he has appointments Monday at 9 a.m. This is the 4th time he's having to miss a vital medical appointment because I'm a single parent who doesn't have anybody else to take him, so I can come back to the court to deal with this yet again. So this is seriously impeding my son's health in order to do this. And it's not as though we waited till the last minute to serve him Friday. He was not home. I made so many efforts to have him served.
I don't doubt that,
It
Ms.
took
Grant.
3 police departments
I don't doubt
and a
that.
sheriff's office,
I
and
don't.
nobody would help me.
I know that this isn't easy to do.
No, it's not.
And
It's terrifying.
sometimes
I live in
sometimes
town
it takes,
since May 23rd of
some-
this man.
all right, well, Ms. Grant, the hearing date's going to be on the 24th. You've got notice of it too. Everybody knows now, everybody has sufficient knowledge in advance of the hearing and what it's about. So we'll conduct that hearing and make a decision on the 24th. All right, any questions, Mr. Levenger?
Where do I find this stuff?
All right, we'll see you back here on the 24th.
Same room
Same room
at 9 a.m. Yep. Okay.
at 9 a.m.
Okay. Do I need an attorney or what?
Yeah, that's entirely up to you, sir. You can hire an attorney if you'd like, or you can do this on your own if you like. That's your decision to make.
Is it advisable to do my own? I don't know. Hmm.
Okay. Harmon. Okay. And